Hello and welcome back to 3D Drawing for Model Railway. In episode 4 of the Cowan Sheldon 30-ton crane, I'm going to start looking at adding some details along this side of the main crane body. Maybe adding in these bearing points, the doorways. We'll see how far we can get in the time we've got. Okay, so if we jump back into Fusion here, so we're going to be drawing on this space here. So we're making sure we've got the crane body turned on. We'll turn that plane off because we don't need it. So we'll start a sketch for the door initially, I think. So let's have that one. Let's start on just a normal rectangle and we'll drag that out. Actually, if you look at the plan, it comes slightly high. Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure about whether it should be, but we'll go up to that line there. We'll define the distance as 4.5. That's probably a bit too much. Okay, we'll go for 4.45 as how it was. Okay. That's all defined. So the next thing I think we'll do is we'll extrude that out. So if we select that profile, that's for some reason. If I go on here, it wants to be selectable for some reason. That's what. So yeah, what was happening there is every time I was trying to select the profile, it was trying to snap to the drawing. So then we're back to how it should be now. We can extrude this forwards. Let's have a look. Width of 4 inches, so we'll go 0.5 millimeters. There is a door that sits on the front of this. That just looks like a panel and then a sliding door on it. So we'll draw that door on the profile as well. We'll use, if we create a sketch on that face, we'll use the offset. No, actually, we won't. Let's have a look at the picture. Yeah, no, we'll go with that. Create an offset on the inside. Minus 0.25. And we'll extrude that 0.25. It doesn't look quite as thick as this back panel there. Okay. Next thing we'll look at the window in. Right, let's get the door window drawn on. We create a sketch on the front profile here. Again, we're going to use that 2-point rectangle and get it lined up there. Looks good. Like that. And then we need to fill it off all the corners. So I'm going to hold shift down as I select all 4 corners here. And 1 millimeter is probably way too much of a curve in there. 0.5 millimeter is actually looking pretty good. So we'll go with that. We'll define its position, so we'll go height and width to the door edge. And then we'll define width there and height there. And I'm not changing any of them figures because that's pretty much spot on with the scale plan looks like. If we have a look here, the window does look slightly offset to this side. It may just be the angle that we're looking at, but that's pretty close there to what we've got. So we'll extrude this, and that needs to extrude into the model. Why did it disappear? The body. Can we have that body back, please? In. There we go. Weird for some reason, it's actually playing up. Okay, so that's gone all the way through. We will adjust this thickness here because that's way too thick at some point, but we'll do that later on. Okay, so next thing, what should we look at? Door handle, maybe? Let's have a look at the picture. Is it that dodgy triangle shape that we had earlier? Find a better side on pictures than that. No. That's going to be about the best one that we've got there. So we'll look at the same process to create that as we did earlier with that triangle. Yeah, so if we can find that sketch for this in the history here. There. Edit that sketch, zoom in, and then if we select it all, copy, we should be able to create a sketch on. Oh, what's it done? I don't want to do that. Let's delete that. Come back to here. Should be able to paste this. Drag that in. And it also is rotated. Extrude those profiles in. We'll have a look how it looks before we define front position. It's been a bit buggy deleting the body or hiding the body as we do that for some reason. Okay, that handle needs to be the other way round. Okay, so come back into the sketch. We're probably going to be better off to delete that. So if we finish that, we'll go back to here, add on those two, and then you can just create. Look at the picture. Yeah, the handle does go this direction, so we should be able to use a rectangle. We're going to use a 3-point rectangle here, because if we try to use either centre point or a 2-point rectangle, we'll try and put it parallel to that position or that position. It always tries to do those in horizontal and vertical points, whereas a 3-point rectangle, as you can see, I can drag it out angle-wise like this. Fine position relative to that. Relative height. And distance has gone really long for some reason. Finish that sketch. What we're going to do is come back to this one, define its position. So let's go that point to that edge. also need to define one of these other points because of the angle. Back to the sketch of the door handle. Should be able to just define that one. Doesn't matter really which direction the dimensions in. That should lock into place. That's it. And then we can extrude. We'll extrude to the front face. The joint. Okay, so there's your door handle on. Taking a close look at the picture, it does look like there's a definite rim around the outside of the window, so we'll add that in as well. We just create a sketch again on this profile here, and then just use the offset tool. 9.2, and then if we select the profile inside there, and then we'll extrude. Probably 0.15 will be enough. Makes it look like there's a lip there now. Good, happy with that. Save that. So we'll start looking at this bearing point here, I think. Let's go into Fusion, spin that around. You can see the bearings drawn on there. Look at the picture that goes up above the plating. Yeah, possibly. It could just be the angle that it looks at. It looks like it's level, but yeah, we'll do the same thing. So if we create a sketch on this surface, again we need to use the rectangle with a 3-point rectangle because it's going to be at an angle. Find a point that looks roughly where that is. So it's trying to snap parallel. So we'll go with that because it does look parallel on the photos. It's trying to snap parallel to this line here. So we'll go with that. You can see that what I mean here, down at the, as I drag the line out, it's like a double blue line that's coming up, showing you where it's parallel to. And then we'll bring it above, like that. Okay, so the bottom corners are rounded off. I've not defined the distances yet, and that's because it would, as we cut all these corners and fillets off, it would change the sketch. So we'll select that corner and that corner. 0.5, I think I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm going to add using line here. Okay, well let it snap. So see how it's going square, what it's doing is it's snapping to this edge. It's not snapping to that corner, so we want it to snap there. You see how it's intersecting, and then what we'll do is we'll define the angle as 90 degrees, I think. So now it can be vertical, and as we drag this up, you can see it snaps to that point there. Equally, if I now do a line from this corner wait a minute, that's not going to work. Let's go out of there, do that again, because actually I'm going to go off like this at an angle, and then I'm going to define that angle as 40, because that'll then be repeatable over this side. So come to that corner. I don't want any constraints added in, to have blue lines and stuff coming, so make sure it's not doing any constraints there. Define that angle as 40 again. So those two should now be matching. Okay, so that extrusion comes outwards, and we don't need to come far looking at that. I think 0.2 will do. Okay, so now I've got that plate there, it's okay. Next we'll draw this bearing point on this face, so create a sketch on that face there. To help make sure everything's square, what I'm going to do is use the same rectangle, the 3-point rectangle. I'm going to use those 2 points there to draw in the initial box, and do the same again, use those 2 points to come up as well. That way we know they're going to be parallel to this face here. Okay, so let's define that distance, 5, and that distance 0.3. Okay, these corners, we're going to fillet those bottom ones off, like that. Again, that error is because that's defined. Let's have a look at the picture. Yep, go with that. And extrude that. Does it go backwards as well? Yes, it probably does. So we'll do 2-side extrusion. This back side, I'm going to go to the back plate there and take a drawing. And the front side, yeah, we'll go to 0.2 again, I think. Like that. Okay, good. So it looks like there's a bit of a circle profile coming around. Okay, what I think we'll do is we'll do the centre bearing first. So create a sketch on there. Circle, find that midpoint. You might not like doing it, no, it's not doing it from a certain angle, so we'll just draw it for lots, and then distance from there. 8 millimeters. That's the distance across there. Select that, it tells us we've got 1.938. So we can do define. We can define there to there. And do 1.938 divided by 2, and it automatically put that at the midpoint. Define the radius. And 0.8 millimeters. And then in or out. Looks like it comes out slightly. So we'll pull that out by 0.1. So I might make that 0.2. Okay, now what we're trying to do is create this shape. So create a sketch on there again. Create an offset to that circle. Now we've got that circle there, that's looking good. Come back into that sketch as we come out of it, and we'll just draw a line coming across here, like that. And define the distance from there to there. I think how it, let's undo that. That is at the wrong direction, so if we undo that, define that distance again. There. 0.3. Now that they're in line there, then we can draw. If we snap to here and to there, that's what I think we'll do. Like that. Define that angle to be 90 as well. See how that's got a tangent chart line there, so it's tangent to the circle, 90 degrees to that. Do the same on this side. So see how it's getting tangent circle, snap to there, and then define the angle as 90. Keeps the tangent. So then what we'll do is select that, that and that, and then extrude that 0.1 millimeters. Turn the sketch off and you can see what we've achieved there. So we've got the back plate, the housing plate, and then that extra little bit with a bearing sitting in the middle there. So each of them have a little step that will give you the defined profiles that we're looking at in this picture here. Okay, and it has 4 rivets on it as well. Okay, so draw those on. Okay, so if we create a sketch on there, for the rivets, so do 0.3, because that seems to be working fine for me. Find its position relative to that. 0.3 meters. And position relative to there. 1 meter. No, undo that. I want to keep on this plate. Let's define that position to there. 0.3 from there, then 0.5. And we'll do the same. We won't be able to pattern this because it's not. Actually, what we could do potentially is pattern on path. So let's extrude this upwards, so 0.3, and then fill it the top off 0.15 to make it a dome shape. Then we should possibly be able to pattern on path. So change that to features. Path would be outer edge. Objects would be that. Then 2 profiles there. Path direction, how's that looking? 2 of them. Yeah, that's not going to work. We'll have to draw those all individually, I think. Okay, so if we go back into that sketch, and then we'll draw a line coming up here. I'm not going to snap it to anything particular at the moment, and I'm going to go parallel that line to that line there. And I'm going to define that length. 0.8 millimeters. So look at the picture, so that end point would be about right. Yeah. And then if I do the same circle here, 0.3, that's then predefined there. If I then draw a line across here, that's automatically going to go to 90 degrees there. And then I can define distance from there to there. That's 0.3. So that's now going to put this one in the same position. And I'll draw a line up to there. Nope, actually, nope, let's go this way. So it's automatically drawn that parallel. The length of that is 2.379. So if I define the length of this, 2.379. Those circles are now going to be in the same position. Just check that rivet's position is the same. Yep. We can do 0.3 circle there. 2.379, 2.379. That's all symmetrical. Use that sketch. edit the extrusion, just select the last of these four there. Let's just pick them all, extrude them to the same, and then edit the feature, holding shift down. I should, if I just click on each of these, be able to add those three edges in, turn to 0.15. There we go, there's our 4 rivets on there. Just being conscious of the length of time it takes to do this, I might just get the next one bearing done. This one here, today's episode, and we'll do the rest on the next. Okay, so this isn't going to be a rectangle, though we'll start with a rectangle just to get the centre bit, and then we'll do 2 lines to get these diagonal faces here. So if we have the sketch back on, okay, so create a sketch on this surface, use a rectangle, we'll use them 2 points there, snap it to the top line, and then we'll define those. 7. I'll just call that one. So look at these, pretty much straight up to there. So we'll follow that angle there, like that, and then we'll define that angle, so it's 31 degrees. We'll do the same here, define that angle, 31 degrees, and then if we define distance from there to there, 1.9. Yep. So what we'll do is we'll extrude these out to the same height as that plate profile. That. Extrude to that height. Yep. Okay, so next, we have a rectangle here. See if we can zoom in a bit on there. Yeah, so we've got a rectangle that goes up above as well. Simply, it's a similar design actually, looking at that. Sketch on there. I'll put it in line there, looking at the picture. And it needs to be 1 metre across. Snap to a line like that. Define distance. Height. That's 0.75 there. Okay, so look at the picture again. It does need to come up above as well. It actually looks bigger. This is where the eye and the plan look different. I'm actually going to draw 2 rectangles on here, I think. 0.2. Stuff there. Rectangle. 0.2. Same on this side. the same as we have here, I think. So go back to that sketch. Now draw a rectangle above it as well. So there to there. 3 high. Let's snap that there, and we'll put the coincidence constraint on there. And then we can extrude this. We'll do two-sided extrusion. So that front side's going to snap to there. Back face will snap to the same height as that one. Let's turn these sketches off, it's a bit messy there. Right, okay, so next thing, circle in the middle. Let's create a sketch on that front plane again. Distance was 1.4, so distance from there to the edge, will be 1.7. If we extrude that out 0.2, we just need to create this shape again. So we'll create a sketch on that surface, offset that circle, that's way too big. I'm going to be able to go about 0.14, otherwise it's going to come off the plate here. And then we'll draw a line across there like that. Define its height 2, and then we'll draw those lines, get it to snap tangently, define that as 90, and do the same on the other side. Tangent snap at the bottom there, so we get this tangency circle, and then define there again. That's 90. That's 90. And then we should be able to extrude all these profiles here. 0.1 millimeters. Scroll up, turn those off, turn that off, and I'll have a look, see how that looks. Okay, so it's looking okay, we've got some rivets to put in there now. So we'll create a sketch on that front plane, just a couple of rivets here, 0.3, and I'm going to define its height from there to there to start with, pretty close to the bottom. Might be able to pattern these on a line. So if we select those features. Certainly be able to pattern this bottom one. Like that. Pattern that feature again. Yeah, there we go. We can do one millimeter there. Why didn't it like that? Okay, that could be. Do that. Select both of my own selected the rounded feature. 1.1. There we go. Yeah, that was what it was. So if we repeat that pattern, that angle of 1.1. There we go. So there's our 4 rivets on there. Okay, yeah, looks okay. I think these corners should be rounded off. Let's go back in sketch history and we'll do that. That one. Yeah. Flip that corner off. Why isn't it doing this? Try again. Let's come back in. Back in that step. Okay, so try flipping this corner again. 1.2. And then if we do the same on this side, 1.2 there. There we go. Now we've got that rounded edge. Okay, so I think I'm going to call that it for the day. I think we're pushing over half-hour episode there again. So we'll come back and do the next view on the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed keeping up with the series here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.